Let's talk about the astral plane. What if you're not perfect here? What's going to happen there? You're going to get tortured? We have to understand this whole life, not just human life, eternal life. It's about training. God, the source, has created all these human puppets, gave them a bunch of imperfections to transcend. This is the game of life. Getting higher and higher and higher in consciousness by transcending limitations. Whatever things that we were unconscious of here on this human plane, when we get to the astral plane, those things are going to be made conscious. So the higher you get here, the more you're going to enjoy the next plane. The next plane is so much lighter and easier than here. We're in our energy bodies, our body underneath the physical body. Those who have had any kind of near-death experience or have done plant medicine or deeper meditations, you've already, astral projection, you become aware already to some degree of your subtle body and subtle world, astral world. Those beings, you're going to have a much, assuming that you didn't, your ego's in check and you kept working on yourself here, your transition to the astral realm is going to be like, you're already going to be acquainted with that subtlety because you've already tasted it. That's all that the astral world is. When this body expires, automatically our astral body is going to come more to life, and then automatically, because it corresponds with the astral plane, we're going to be more tuned to the astral dimension. That's why I say, live your life here well. This life is training. It's training. It doesn't matter. The harder or darker your life is right now, on some level, the better. The more deeper training you're getting. If everything's just easy and you have good karma in your body, you have fit body, you have money, everything's kind of flowing easy, there's no waves, they walk around and say peace, love, light, everybody, it's so easy to wake up, God, you see, there's no motivation to really do the deeper inner work to see what is the karma hiding inside you. There's no reason to look at it. Everything's easy on the surface level, so people just live on surface level. I've made a video a couple years ago, I think, saying your current level of pain is higher than most people's superficial level of bliss. They're not even aware of their dormant tendencies yet. There's a lot of people who have dormant karma of being an addict of some sort, or of doing things that would seem very out of character if they did them now. That's all there on dormant level, but they're not yet at the level yet to where it's time for that to activate so that they can actually start to look at that. There's levels to this game. That's why one short little life is nothing. Those who have lived have more lives. That's why I made that short video. All of a sudden that started blowing up for some reason. Are you an old soul or something? An old soul meaning you've been on this earth more than once, multiple times. So your training level is different than somebody else who hasn't. The deeper layers of your karma and limitations have come to the surface. Okay, so let's look at that. Whatever we didn't realize here or recognize or transcend, astral training is going to help us, because while we're here, we have this heavy, dense physical body and all the distractions that come with it, and all the distractions we get from the external world and all the other human bots walking around. It's really difficult. And then all the stuff we get busy with. Most people's lives so busy they can't even, they have no space at all. Their entire motherboard is just filled with space. I mean, it should be filled with clutter. How can they do any kind of introspection and realize their limitations and work at transcending them? They're so busy. I got to take care of the car and the wife and the kids, and I got to go to work. I got to do this, and yeah, I'm going to work on spirituality later. And then finally they die, and they didn't do anything. Spent your whole life chasing external desires and satisfaction, like for nothing. But it wasn't for nothing. next life, you'll know. There'll be an inborn tendency not to do that. It's like, so you don't know where it came from. You won't remember this life of doing that, but that tendency will be there in the subconscious, that samskara, that vasana. It'll be like, you know what? I need to like focus on something that actually matters, something that has some eternal dividends, not just superficial temporal dividends. So here's the thing. If you're astral, just like here, there's hell here, there's heaven here. It's very dualistic though, very extreme. Astral, it's much easier to taste the heavenly state if you've done the work here. But there's also hell there. Not as punishment. Don't believe in all the tabloids and the corrupted scriptures that talk about eternal hell. Like it's insane. The hell that people are describing as hell, astral plane is a mirror. They're mirrors. If you didn't understand how your actions are affecting others here, if you hurt people unconsciously and didn't pay any attention, didn't care, there you're going to experience in your astral body what they felt when you were hurting them. That's the training there. So nobody gets away with anything. Not when you look at things from a broader perspective and realize like this show is eternal. Who cares? Okay, the cops didn't catch you here. Okay, so what? You're gonna have to realize what you did to these people that you seemingly conveniently just blocked out of your mind and didn't get caught for while you were here. You're gonna have to realize that there. And there's all levels. There's all levels of hurting somebody. It can be from beating them and torturing them, that's gross level, to a more subtle level of just kind of character assassination and gossip and whatever, and then everything in between. So here's the main point. Do you do the introspection in your life to see what your limitations are? If you're already doing that, that's the first question. Are you aware? Write it down. Where do I fall short? Where are my shortcomings? Write all that down and have no judgment about it. There's no judgment. God put all these limitations in you anyway. Like, that's the purpose of the game. I've been given limitations, and I've also been given the power to transcend them. According to the law of evolution, that takes time. You have to understand and have patience. This thing takes time. But if you're already doing the introspection, you're aware of your defects of character, you're not justifying and rationalizing because your ego don't want to admit that you're falling short, and you're open and willing to transcend those things, that's all you can do, man. You're not going to you'll go to astral, and then you'll just get some final touches, some training to help you just kind of, you won't need much training. You're already doing it here. The problem is when the mind comes in and says, damn it, I know that I could be more loving or compassionate, or I know I should put down this addiction to coffee or cigarettes or whatever, or to jerking off. Like, I know that I need to stop that, but I can't stop doing that. But I'm open and willing and trying to stop it. What else are you gonna do? That's what I keep trying to tell people. What else are you gonna do? You need to have more acceptance and patience with this law of evolution in your own progression, as opposed to beating yourself up for not being higher than you think you ought to be. You can always be higher than what you are. Any master, highest of the masters, can still be higher than what they are if they have a human body and they have some individual expression. You can always be higher because these things are infinite. You can't reach the infinite, it's infinite. Somebody who was blessed by grace to realize this is more relaxed. You don't sweat your defects of character, nor do you feel a kind of high for your benevolent qualities. You kind of don't take anything personal anymore. You can't do it because you know it's not your show. It's the cosmic show playing through you. So when you go to the astral plane, if you have astral awareness here already, then when you transition to the astral plane, it's going to be, well, number one, much easier. because you're already aware of subtle energy and subtle vibration. You already know what that means. Well, that's all the astral plane is. It's subtle energy, subtle vibration. So when this body gets released, when you're free of this body, automatically you're going to be aware of this subtle dimension that you're going to automatically by default be in, because you're out of you're residing now in your astral body, not your physical body. Go see Ghost. It's called Ghost, with Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg and Demi Moore. It's an older movie, but it's really good. And go see, if you want, What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams. It's also kind of old, but they depict this really well. And that movie with Jodie Foster. Can't remember, the space movie. Yeah, that's a good one. Interstellar? Oh yeah, I think that's the name of it, Interstellar. That, if you already have some knowledge in you, dormant memories in you, those movies will help to awaken that. Those who aren't sensitive enough, they need tabloids and things and books to tell them, like, what's going to happen. It's a very conditioned state to be in. You can't, belief is weak. It won't hold up. When it comes down to those last moments, man, you're going to be scared. You need to know from inside, as a direct download from the source itself, what's going to happen. Then you're cool. Then you're not. But how to do that? You have to be, your life has to be constructed, your lifestyle has to be healthy enough, and you're not so busy and stressed and chasing things that aren't going to do nothing for you, to where you can have some time for inner reflection. That the inner reflection is like water to these dormant memories. These dormant seeds of memory. When you pay more attention inside, those seeds start to flourish, and then you start to get these downloads. And then you know, if somebody says, "Well, how do you know this?" As they try to ask me, "So how do you think you white T-shirt sitting in the woods? How do you know?" I said, "I don't know, man. I just know." Because you know what you know, and you know that you can't IV this knowledge to anybody. That it has to come from inside their own self. So don't worry about the astral dimension. I look forward to it. I was telling my friend. I was just thinking the other day, I was like, what? Is there anything out here in the external world that can kind of get me going, get me a little excited? You know, like when I was younger, when I was 7 or 8, when my dad said, okay, we're going to go to Cedar Point, for those who know, who live in Ohio. We lived in Michigan. It's an amusement park, and I wanted to ride the Gemini and the Corkscrew. I don't know if they still have them. This is 43 years ago? So I was so excited, man. I could stand out in that hot sun all day in line to ride this roller coaster. That got me going. Doesn't get me going anymore. And so I was thinking, okay, that used to get me going. What else got me going? Plant medicine, that season. That was fun. Doing the San Pedro cactus and ayahuasca and mushrooms sometimes, doing it as a meditative practice, not doing it and then going to a rave party. I can't even understand that. But it would unlock so much chemistry in me, and that would be flooding through my system, man, and I would be in states of like very high level euphoria. That was great. As if we're talking about an external thing that used to get me going. Aside from that, having a true love connection with a woman. I had that a few times. That was nice. But besides those things, it's like, that's why I'm a proponent of living life full. Once you have enough experience here, you kind of outgrow this planet. You're looking forward to going to Astral. So when we were talking about what gets you going, we both said, almost simultaneously, like, man, the only thing that really gets me going now is thinking about transitioning from this body, leaving this body, and that release of chemistry and energy that's going to take place when this body expires, and then being in the whole astral realm, the subtle realm, and that's the only thing that gets me going. I'm not like morbidly like waiting for the body to die, but when you're done, man. And it's a really good freeing place to be in. Somebody who doesn't understand, who still is very attached to this life, will think that's like, oh my God, I don't want to be like that. Yeah, because you don't understand. Because those beings who you have nothing to fear, if you've really, really worked on yourself hard here, not sweaty hard, but you're just willing to look at all your limitations, and you're open to transcending them. You've done the astral training here. You've already done the training. You have astral awareness here. There's not much to do when you cross over, except enjoy. It's like the fruit from your hard labor here. That's what the astral will be. I felt like that's what the plant medicine was for me too, because I had already done so much work, you can say, that when I finally found the plant medicine, it didn't really have much to show me, so it just became all spiritualized. That's why I liked it so much. But that, you can't use that as a loophole to enlightenment. I talk about that in my plant medicine book. Oh yeah, I have some books. I have a plant medicine book, autobiography book, and then the book about preserving your sexual energy. If anybody's interested, you can see my website. So you do your time here, you do your training here, you be aware of your defects of character here, and you be open to transcending them, and then you don't have to, you're gonna enjoy the astral. Don't worry about it, because the mind may say, yeah, but I can't transcend them. Like, I don't have the power to transcend them. You're doing the best you can do. That's all you can do. You're open to transcending them. That may be your training in itself, just being open to transcending them. Once you drop this heavy physical body, all of a sudden you realize, oh, wow, I've transcended them actually. For some people, that's the training. You can't will yourself into transcending. God's running the show. We're taught to think, on very gross level, like this means that and that means this. No, it doesn't work like that. All that matters is that you're looking at these things and you're willing to transcend, and you're trying to transcend, whatever that means for you. That's all you got to do. You've passed. You've graduated if you did that. It's like somebody training for MMA. What, if they don't win the world championship? This new guy, Ilya Topuria, yeah, you guys know. He's something, isn't he? So if others who are training really hard, if they don't get to his level, what, does that mean they failed? No, it just means like that's the way it is. So do your introspection here, be open to transcend, and you feel how others feel. Put yourself inside other beings when you're acting out in a certain way that maybe is negative or toxic or something. You feel what they feel. That will help you transcend. And then you don't need to go through that in astral. You're doing it here. You're doing your astral training while you're still in physical training. It's like being, when I was in school, they had the gifted kids. I remember I was in 6th grade or something in middle school, and then they would have and some of the 6th graders would be doing the 8th grade work, right? Gifted. Yeah. Do that now. Or what's the other thing? CLEP. I remember I wanted to be an attorney, but I didn't want to go to school for 6 years. Then I found out, it's called CLEP. You can CLEP out all the classes and just pass the final test if you're smart enough. I don't know if those are good analogies, but you get what I'm saying. You use this life for its highest purpose, which is to get higher in consciousness. And don't expect, I did a private session with the woman, I just thought about her. She had a great opening, but it would seem very paradoxical to most. They would think it's not a great opening, probably, I don't know. She realized she may not experience so-called higher states of ecstasy and bliss while she's in this human form. She got that intuitive download because of certain situations, conditions in the body, etc. It just may not be possible. The imbalance in the nervous system, neurologically, there's many reasons could be. And she made peace with that. And I just confirmed it. I'm like, totally. I can relate. That's what I told her. I said, I can relate. I have had those experiences, but I would have it more intensely if I didn't have certain limitations that were in the physical body. So you can't judge things on such gross level. Wow, this person's always in bliss. Okay, good for them. You may be in more bliss than them when you go to astral and you take off this heavy physical body, and then it's like, wow, you see, because of the contrast. You can't figure out this game. It's so deep, man. You just really can't figure anything out. And that's a very good, relaxing feeling. It's like, takes so much pressure off. You just like, I can't figure anything out. Things get given to you, downloaded in the moment, and you may express that. It may look like somebody think, oh, he's arrogant. He has it all figured out. I said, no, I'm just talking. I don't have nothing figured out. I don't even know what I'm saying, and I like it. All right, I'll see you guys.